Pick up the pectoral fin, 45-degree angle. Okay, now we have the fish swimming towards 10 o'clock. Your left-hander was 2 o'clock. Now we make an incision right above the dorsal fin. And you got to make sure you are above the dorsal fin. So don't cut in too deep to get started, because depending on how you hold your knife, you might wind up underneath. And if you're underneath the dorsal fin, you're going to be in a little bit of trouble. So we're going to make sure we are free it around the head a little bit so we can see a little bit more. Now we go a little deeper, because the fin, the bone structure doesn't start until about an inch into the flesh. Once you're at the tail meat, instead of cutting over there, cut towards the tail. So we'll have a little extra skin later on to hold on to when we skin the fish. Okay. So we're on top of the bone, and we go until we hit the spine. Okay, once we are at the spine, we take our knife, go in the 45-degree angle, and we come down until we hit the other bone. Once we have this, we'll put it back down, take your knife down, flex it on the bones. Now here, we're coming towards the rib again. But instead of cutting through the rib bones like we did on the straight cut with the salmon, we're going to go over the rib bones. But then again, remember the belly flap? We want to save that. So if you leave that laying down and you cut around here, you're going to cut that off. So you lift your belly flap up, and then from here, you follow the rib bones. And obviously, okay, so we're right on the bone. In order to do the other side, we have to swim fishing the other way. Now it's going to face us. But before you do that, again, we have to cut the fillet loose. Always go behind the head in a 45-degree angle, because when you cut them just straight behind here, you're going to lose some flesh, which we do not want to do. We're clear on that, right?
Yes, sir.
And the fish is always, the meat is always a little bit, it's a little more of a challenge to go behind it, so I always free the flesh a little bit around the head so we get to there easy. But, same procedure as before. We're going above the dorsal fin. stay above the bones until you hit the spine. Since we're starting here, we're going to work around the belly first. Okay, then around the spine, we cut a little bit down on this end. We cut in, flatten the blade on the bones. Come out. Okay. If you're really good, you can read the newspaper in between with the flesh. All right. So what are we going to do with those bones?
Save them.
We save them for stock. You want to bring out that lamp from in there?
Shimmer.
Over there.
It's already there? Good. You can bring it closer. All right. So we also need to remove the pin bones here. Come over here. You can help with one. There's right where the spine was, the beginning of the rib bones. And here again, when you pull your bones, always towards the head. What's important when we skin it, Alex? The edge of the table. Very important. Because if you do it over here, why do I say the edge of the table? Because the knife needs to be flat. If it's here, there's no way you can get it flat. Clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, now, one of the reasons why we cut towards the tail, so we have a little extra skin to hold on to. And eventually, you might not want to change knives, but for right now, I want you to do that because that knife is a little bit flatter on the table. Okay, so we pull the skin. The knife flat on the table, the skin, you just hold it tight and wiggle. You also can wiggle with a knife a little bit, but you need to hold it flat. If you do not hold your knife flat, you might rip it. And I see I ripped it here a little bit, so let's see what happens. Well, not much, but if by any chance you have a little skin left on there, not a big thing, just take it off. And you all remember how to take off the silver skin on the tenderloins, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me get this one. Flat against the edge of the table. You can stay right here. No flesh on it. Okay. Now what family was that fish in?
Cod.
What do we need to watch out for? Cod worms. So we put that on there. This part is called candling. So we candle it. See something there? Something here. Yesterday we kind of were lucky, we did not have a lot of cod worms in there. Sometimes you get 6, 7 pieces in one fillet, sometimes one or none.
My cod has to be bone side together instead of skin on.
And any fish, once they're filleted, we put the bone side together. Especially if you don't skin it. Because if you don't skin it, you never want the skin to touch your flesh. So the skin side could be together with the bone side. Okay. All right, that's good. Then we wrap it up. We put that next to the salmon over there.